One of the current research projects at UQ is a study on how we can create more fish-friendly waterway guidelines, specifically for culverts, in Australia for our native fish species. A culvert is a structure that allows flood water to flow under a road or any embankment from one side to the other. Culverts are designed in many different shapes and sizes depending on head and tailwater depth, erosion, fan curvature, energy loss, stream width, peak flows, stream gradient, and minimum costs. Waterway culverts installed beneath road embankments are very common in Australia. All freshwater fish require unimpeded waterway connectivity, as barriers to movement can lead to population fragmentation and decline. Current designs of culverts have contributed to population declines in native fish species in Australia, as national guidelines on fish passage requirements for waterway crossings were based on mostly data from European fish species. Common issues for fish swimming through culverts include excessive water velocity and turbulence, shallow flow depths, excessive vertical drop, and blockage from debris. A hydrodynamic investigation focusing on how turbulence and fish interplay is taking place at UQ involving both civil engineers and biologists. Native Australian juvenile silver perch and debouille rainbow fish were selected to be tested in near full-scale conditions. Experiments are conducted in a 12 by 0.5 metre flume emulating a near full-scale culvert. The three configurations tested were to be smooth boundaries, rough boundaries, and triangular corner baffles at intervals. The first step was to characterise the steady flow conditions for each of the configurations, which included taking the free surface height and velocity measurements. Next, detailed velocity measurements were needed. The first instrument used was a Prandtl-Peteau tube, which gives two readings, total head and pressure head. The next instrument used was an acoustic Doppler velocimeter, or an ADV, which provided the flow velocity in 3 dimensions. Using the data collected from both the detailed velocity measurements and the free surface measurements, we were able to construct velocity profiles and velocity contour plots. These results are then compared to previous results to find similarities in the conditions which fish preferred to swim. It was observed that the fish preferred to swim in between the corners and side walls, as they are the areas of high turbulence and lower flow velocity. The fish would often swim in a combination of 2 patterns. A cruising pattern, in which the fish would conserve or recover energy by swimming in one spot, and a sprinting pattern where the fish swam upstream. Fish swam through the rough boundaries and triangular corner baffle configurations with a relatively less effort than the smooth boundary due to higher turbulence and lower velocity. The triangular corner baffles created pockets of high turbulence and low velocity at intervals where the fish could rest, whereas the rubber mat used as a rough boundary condition would distribute the turbulence evenly along the flume.